The housing market is headed for the biggest crash ever recorded in history, but when? Hey everybody, Scott Walters. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's red hot topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It's very important to stay close to the channel in these very tricky times. All right, folks, welcome to the channel. It's always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up and strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows and sunshine. We're just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. And folks, we have a massive issue unfolding with the U.S. housing market. We have an even bigger issue unfolding with the U.S. economy. This one is spinning out of control. I hope you're seeing what's going on out here, folks. I really do. So the realities are, folks, is that I believe by the end of this year, we're having a much different conversation on this channel. You know, we've went through just the gamut in terms of the real estate market. Every single emotion you could attach to a housing market has happened in this one, from buyer euphoria to panic to being on the sidelines to going all in to going over appraised values to waiving inspections, waiving contingencies, competing with multiple offers, everything. We've never ever seen this in the housing market, and that's one of the reasons why it continues to just have my full attention. Anytime the housing market exhibits risky behavior, it's really something that we have to pay attention to. You see, if this was normal organic growth that we experienced, maybe I stomach this. Maybe I'm on board. Maybe I'm promoting rainbows and sunshine, how this bubble is different and it sustains itself. I continue to see a lot of cheerleading going on out there, firsthand and online, on YouTube even. A lot of cheerleading why this bubble is different. And you got to understand, most of the people that are saying why this bubble is different and it's going to continue to sustain itself is because they need it to. They have a vested interest in it. It's from somebody who works in or around real estate. And like I've said before, anybody that relies purely on commissions to pay their bills has to have this thing continued. They are in the panic mode right now. You know, one of the things I will say is when this whole lockdown first initiated, most real estate agents, I know for me, I was like, oh my gosh, my life is over. This is, you know, is everything froze in place. Every real estate agent was at home, unable to go to work. Nobody knew what was going to happen. And then when we stimulated the economy, very short-sighted, by the way, everything from blanketing the whole country and stimulus checks to their doorsteps, and then we choked off supply chains because we didn't have any production going and everybody going out to spend money. Then you take real estate agents, drop interest rates, and tell them they're now essential workers, go out and sell houses. Well, then most agents drank the Kool-Aid. They're like, this is great. I even drank it myself for a moment, and I said, wait a minute. This one does not pass the smell test. There is no way this one sustains itself. So for me personally, there's so many things that went on with this real estate market that were so unorganic. I just knew this cannot last forever. And we all should know that. What goes up always comes down, especially when they're artificially produced. Market manipulation. That is all this was. I hope you understand this was pure and unadulterated market manipulation. And now we have runaway inflation. And anytime inflation has done what it's doing currently right now at the gas station, at the grocery store, at your utility bills, every single measurable piece of data when it comes to goods and services has gone up in price. And not just gone up, I mean massively, like doubled in some cases. We are in the most inflationary times now ever seen in history. So logic would tell you, when you get into the biggest real estate bubble, and that's what we're in, the biggest bubble, the fastest appreciation ever seen in history to the all-time highest levels we've ever seen in history. That is the biggest real estate bubble ever produced, and that's the kicker, produced, not organic growth, produced. And now these markets have gotten away from us and inflation has reared its ugly head, and the only way to battle it is to raise the cost to borrow money to cool these markets down. And that is scary, my friends. That is scary. And I've said this since the beginning. By the end of this year, 2022, we are having a much different conversation. Like I've said before, and I even have reported on this before, Elon Musk, the richest guy in the world, had thrown out a tweet a while ago, maybe a year ago, that he believes by spring, which we're in, or summer, which is right around the corner, we're in a recession. His gut feeling, not some data, not some chart, not some algorithm, not some lagging data, his gut feeling. Has no vested interest to warn of a recession. The guy needs to sell Teslas. Why would he warn of a recession? Because the guy he's forward thinker, critical thinker. Like him or hate the guy, he has made a fortune. Now, money is a double-edged sword. So I always say, keep your head on straight. Don't become too money motivated. Because like I've seen many rich people. I live in a playground for the rich and famous, and I've walked into many multi-million-dollar homes and saw a lot of dysfunction in those homes. Money will not buy you happiness. It can make you pretty comfortable, but it won't buy you happiness. So the reality is, friends, by the end of this year, I've reported on this, I think by Christmas, we're having a much different conversation. I'm a little bit nervous. I love Christmas. I'm sure most of you do as well. It's a great holiday season of giving, but I think we're going to be in a massive throes of a recession. It could be a recessionary Christmas. And the realities are also, friends, the stock market is completely having a pullback as well, because as the money printer has now stopped, everybody in these markets now are just people stuck in the markets. There's no new people pouring into the stock market necessarily, except maybe people trying to just buy the dip or do that, this and that. But they're on borrowed time. We've created that casino climate in the stock markets. For me, the only stocks you should ever be in is an ETF. It's a safe group stock. That's the only thing I'm left in. I'm all the way out of individual stocks for the most part. I have very little to no money in those. So the realities are, folks, for most of us, we're bracing for impact, just like we did when the lockdowns hit. We braced for impact. Well, now it's time to brace for a new impact, a recessionary impact, to make sure we have enough money to weather a storm. Because a storm is coming. It's brewing right now. The perfect storm, in fact, is brewing. So the realities are, friends, like I wanted to say today, one of the things you have to understand, and I've talked to many of you, I love you guys, you know that I really care about everybody here. And I know I'm a rare breed, a real estate agent, giving real talk, own real estate, I'll take a hit too. My real estate, like I said, it depends on, your loan to value. If you've got very little skin in the game, you're going to feel it. If you've got your house, your properties, hopefully, bought and paid for, or paid down massively, you're going to weather a storm much better than others. Some areas are going to take massive hits. Some might not take as big of a hit. Some areas might weather a storm a little. What I always say is, in terms of where you live, some areas will be the last to get hit and the first to rebound from a downturn. But make no mistake about it, no place in America is recession proof, in my opinion, especially when you get into the biggest real estate bubble ever produced in world history, with the new digital diet that is now taking place in this bubble that wasn't in the last bubble. Things are happening much quicker. So when the stock market exposes itself, what we could see is real estate start to follow behind. They're actually running neck and neck. I used to always say, the stock market can crash because the real estate market can remain relatively healthy. But that's not true anymore. Once the stock market goes, the real estate market's going to go too. It's just the realities. In final thoughts today, friends, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, somebody who wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. I know buying in the height of a real estate bubble will not provide that. Buying outside of the bubble quite possibly will. If you're on the sidelines right now, continue to stay put probably throughout the year. That would be my advice. I can only suggest what I'm doing myself, and that's what I'm doing. I've got on the sidelines, a temperature check. I put a lot of people on the sidelines. If I'm helping people buy right now, I'm very much scrutinizing how we're doing it. How much are we coming in with? What are we doing with this property? I am always willing to earn people's business later. I'm very fortunate today, but as somebody who's lived through and suffered the effects of the last real estate bubble, I understand that this bubble can't sustain itself. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links are in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on you might enjoy. If you're watching from your television set today, another video is in your screen along with links in the description of offers from EKSTER, WEBULL, and Realthy is a great service for your real estate professionals. Please sign up with them. They'll help you make money. And if you're interested in buying or selling real estate at any point moving forward, there's an email where I can help you personally with your real estate needs. As always, thank you for your time today. Please go make it count. I'll see you on the next video.